Good morning everyone, the Council of Leakers have once again been hard at work bringing us the latest LEGO news and leaks. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, feast your eyes on this. Yes, this is a LEGO Pokemon Keyring, thanks to Carter Bricks we now know of its existence. So, if you want the red minifigure but don't want to pay that outrageous price, the LEGO Pokéball, buy this instead. Starting off with a galaxy far, far away, Enzo's back with more intel on the LEGO Star Wars set 75457. The UCS Executor Super Star Destroyer. This will have 6,130 pieces priced at $700 or $800 and should be out this October. The set is rumoured to include the bounty hunters from The Empire Strikes Back, my personal favourite Star Wars film, as it was the first one I watched with my mum, so it will always have a special place in my heart. Now it all sounds good and fantastic, but I have to ask the LEGO Star Wars team, can we circle back round to the B-Wing or the Y-Wing already? Both ships are overdue for a modern refresh, and if ever there's a year to do it, surely it's going to be in the next one. Because next year, 2027, marks 50 years since Star Wars first hit theatres, and the rumour mill is telling us that LEGO is planning to mark the occasion in a pretty clever way. Every LEGO Star Wars display set released in 2027 will include a printed 6x8 LEGO tile styled as a LEGO version of that film's theatrical poster. A New Hope, fittingly, is rumoured to be getting more than one poster design, which makes sense as it is actually the film that's turning 50. So here's where those poster tiles are rumoured to be hiding, what sets they are in, based on what we know so far, so you'll be ready when they come out in April. Set 75469, Star Wars Movie Theatre. Apparently this will be a large Chinese theatre inspired display set, complete with a sidewalk, ticket counter, and a line of fans waiting outside. This isn't a Star Wars modular, so call your jets, and it's not built on a base plate, though it should be easy enough to mod for anyone who wants to place it into their bigger displays. This set will have two of those collectible poster tiles, the Phantom Menace and A New Hope, which can be displayed on the front of the build and are designed to be swappable with posters from other sets in this wave. Minifigure wise, there will be two theatre workers plus cosplayers dressed as C-3PO, a Stormtrooper, and a Jedi, along with 4 additional Star Wars fans. For me, the swappable poster detail here is the interesting bit. If LEGO is designing these tiles to be interchangeable, then that's a brilliant collector's hook, so you can display your favourite Star Wars movie in your LEGO city. I think that's awesome. Next we have set 75475 UCS TIE Advanced. This will be out on the 1st of May. It will have the standard UCS flare or a display plaque and a Darth Vader minifigure, and this set will have the Attack of the Clones poster tile. A solid pairing as always, though it's a little curious that episode 2 is included in this set, rather than a film that is more directly tied to the ship, or the character. I'm not complaining, I'm just noting it down. Details on set 75466, the Darth Vader art are thinner than recycled toilet paper, but we know it's rumoured to have the Empire Strikes Back poster tile. With the rest of the build still under wraps, I'm guessing it might be similar in style to this, at a guess. Set 75468 is the George Lucas tribute. This is going to be a black-based diorama recreating the filming of A New Hope, complete with a land speeder with mirrors underneath it, a moisture evaporator prop, and a camera rig with a director's chair. With this set, you'll get the first ever George Lucas minifigure, a cameraman, a boom mic operator, Luke, Obi-Wan, R2-D2, and C-3PO. And in this set will be the Return of the Jedi poster tile. Anyone else hoping that the boom mic guy is this legend? Come on LEGO, make us proud. A behind-the-scenes tribute set is generally a different angle LEGO hasn't really touched before. Well, unless you count the old Studio series. It's the kind of thing that could either be a sleeper hit with collectors or completely fly under the radar. Set 75467, Star Wars poster. This is rumoured to be a large art set recreating that iconic New Hope poster. And of course, the poster tile that comes with this set will be a Star Wars A New Hope. And finally, the Star Wars helmet collection refuses to die, set 75495. This will be the concept art Stormtrooper helmet. This will be out on the 1st of January, and the poster tile with this set will be Rogue One. And I'm definitely considering picking this one up. If the information is accurate that we received, this set alone is effectively kicking off the entire 50th anniversary, right at the start of the new year. Switching franchises entirely, there's also an update on the Harry Potter set 76476. Ministry of Magic is rumoured to land on the 1st of September with 3,491 pieces, priced at $450, though that price is possibly subject to change. With 10 plus minifigures, the build is rumoured to be structured across 3 different levels. Details on exactly what each level recreates hasn't exactly surfaced yet, but a multi-level Ministry set has been on plenty of people's wish lists for a while now. And thanks to Carter Bricks and Reddit user Guppytex, we've got our first look at the LEGO Donkey Kong set, 72051. This will have 1,367 pieces and should be out this August. I'm going to be honest, I was skeptical of how they could pull this off, but it does look pretty darn awesome. I'm going to make an assumption that all these elements are stickers until I'm proven wrong. I love how they've done the Donkey Kong lettering up the top. There's also news of a new buildable figure for the LEGO Disney theme. This will be set 43340. Buildable Mike, Sulley and Boo. This will apparently have 1,052 pieces, priced at $100, and should be coming out in January. Now, as much as I would love to see Mike and Sulley as minifigs, there would need to be a lot of compromises, or at least a bunch of big expensive molds to have them work as minifigures. So I get why they are locked behind minifigure jail, even if I don't like it. That wasn't the only thing they mentioned. We also got word of another LEGO Marvel Doomsday set, 76348, the Dark Avengers Quinjet. This will have 846 pieces, priced at $100, and will be coming out in October. I'm assuming this is going to be very similar to the Avengers Age of Ultron Quinjet, with a slightly smaller piece count. What's even more exciting is one of the minifigures that is going to be coming with this set, Hydra Captain America, which is cool. It's Captain America, but green. Great that we're getting a wave of different minifigures throughout these Marvel Doomsday sets, and I hope that there are more included in this one. Plus, thanks to a media expert, we got our first look at the upcoming LEGO Icon set, 11381, Jaguar E-Type with 1,673 pieces, priced at $140. This will be releasing in August. Now, we all know I'm not a car guy, but I have to say, all in all, this set looks really nicely designed. Trying to capture the curves of a vehicle that is sleek as the Jaguar is no easy task, and I think they have done a really good job here. Thanks to Flanicocal, we've got our first blurry look at two upcoming sets, the LEGO Tower Bridge and the Haunted House. Looking at the Tower Bridge first, this will be LEGO Architecture set Tower Bridge with 3,745 pieces, priced at $300. This should be out in August, a slight upgrade from the original, and it looks to be decently detailed. Now, do you want to make your own LEGO Halloween Village? Good, because we have the LEGO Icon set Haunted House, Mayor's Manor, set 11383, 1,420 pieces, priced at $110, and this should be out in September. This is apparently going to be the start of a new LEGO sub-theme called Midnight Valley Collection, and let me just say, the description that we got last week of this did not do it justice. Just look at it, it's awesome. Yes, I know the image is blurry, but you can make out some interesting details, like the stained glass windows, and look at that front door, and there seems to be like an old tree grown actually through the house. And I think it's safe to say that all of these minifigures are definitely monsters. On the official side of things, we've got 5 new LEGO Pokemon sets to look at, and a brand new Ninjago graphic novel called The Masters of Spinjitzu. This will be a retelling of the original 2011 pilot episodes and should be coming out in March 2027, so keep your eye out for that one next year. Rejoice one and all, we have been begging for this for decades in minifigure scale LEGO Pokemon. Pikachu, Eevee, actual minifigures of trainers like Red and Professor Oak at a scale that finally makes sense next to the rest of your collection, and this should have been an easy win for LEGO. Instead, LEGO has gone and buried the very thing everyone actually wants in one of the most expensive Pokemon sets, a $300 Pokéball. So let's go through the full wave, every set, every minifigure, every choice, and figure out which pieces belong in your collection and which one deserves a one-way ticket back to someone's PC. So, first up, the set that no one can agree on. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it overpriced? Set 72154, the iconic trainer moments Pokéball, with 2,386 pieces releasing this October, priced at $300. Now on paper, it's everything you'd want from a Pokéball set. A giant opening Pokéball with a cool opening and closing mechanic that pops out the battle arena and Professor Oak's lab, exclusive minifigures, and brand new Pokemon pieces. But there's a catch. The actual reason people want this set almost has nothing to do with the Pokeball itself. It's what's hiding inside. LEGO has finally made him. The hair, the hat combination, nails that classic trainer silhouette. The torso and leg printing are packed with detail, and even the shoes got some decent detailing. Nearly everything about this figure screams we finally got it right. Except the backpack. Rather than using an actual piece, something LEGO has done many times before, they printed it flat onto his back. For a character this iconic, that's a strange corner to cut. Pikachu and Eevee are awesome, and instead of forcing them into brick-built approximations, LEGO has sculpted these new animal-style pieces. Pikachu in particular is clean and recognisable, and the printed detail is certainly doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Professor Oak is pretty solid as well, mostly. Nice torso and leg printing. We've got a printed Pokedex piece and the moulded Pokeballs. They are neat extras, but then there's the hair, which has been reused rather than a new piece. It's not the worst decision LEGO's made, but it's not a great look either. Now, the Picnico is a pleasant surprise that nobody was really talking about. Dual molded legs, sharp printing, a recolored hairpiece, generally one of the more interesting figures in the box. Although, something about that face is familiar and I don't know what it is. So why does all this sit behind a $300 price tag? Because that's the real problem, the price. If you get rid of the Pokeball and keep the Oaks Lab set up and the minifigures, you've got a set that could easily have existed on its own $30 to $40 release. Red Oak, Pikachu, Eevee, and even that small battle scene. That would sell sets and be gone in seconds. Instead, the characters fans have wanted for decades are locked behind the most expensive purchase in the wave. And a lot of what's inside the Pokeball is just empty space. If you compare this to the LEGO Super Mario 64 question block, which pulled off the same hidden reveal concept for much less money and honestly a much stronger payoff. Now set 72168, Rayquaza, 1083 pieces, priced at $120. This set is pretty good. It's got an iconic Pokemon, a decent display environment, and one exclusive trainer. I do think the design team have done pretty well with Rayquaza. The build itself is impressive, and translating a long serpentine Pokemon into LEGO shapes is generally difficult. The proportions here do seem to work far better than expected. There's printed detailing across the entirety of the body, face, tail, and the Sky Pillar display base elevates the set further, giving the model a real scene instead of just leaving it to stand alone on a shelf. Although, I'm not sure if Rayquaza could actually stand on his own. He looks a little unbalanced. Then there's the trainer minifigure, Zinnia, another decent minifigure of the wave with some side leg printing, sharp torso detailing, and a fabric cape. And yet somehow, LEGO went generic on the hair again. A character this well realised deserves a sculpted piece of her own, and the reused hairstyle sticks out because everything else about her is carefully done. Although, for those people that are going to get this set, might I offer this Cole's hairpiece as a suitable replacement for her bob cut. Set 40868, upscaled red minifigure, 930 pieces, priced at $80. Now, LEGO has made oversized buildable characters before, and there's something fun about a posable minifigure style red that you can actually move the arms, legs, and put him in a full range of poses. The execution, however, doesn't quite land. Something about the proportions of the head and hat look oversized, and the forehead just seems to be a little bit too large. And then there's the missed opportunity here. It would have been an obvious place for another red minifigure, especially given he's currently locked behind a $300 set. A cheaper path to that minifigure would have made this set much more appealing. Set 72150, Munchlax, 757 pieces, priced at $70. The shaping on this set is adorable, and I think the face of it is spot on. The colour choices work really well, as they should. The little display piece, tree stump, flowers, a half-eaten apple is a neat touch that makes the set feel complete rather than padded out. Although, I do feel we could have done without the tree stump and just kept the half-eaten apples, but never mind, it's a decent set and I like it. The final set of this wave is 72160, Arcanine, with 1190 pieces, priced at $110. This set has pulled off some impressive shaping that is highlighted by the printed detail. The front leg stripes, the ears, the eyes are all printed, and the set's articulation is a nice bonus that most casual buyers will appreciate. However, if you sit this next to Munchlax or Eevee, the shaping starts to feel less impressive. It's not a bad set by any means, it's just not the strongest design this wave has to offer. And the Hubble Space Telescope is back, this time as its own set. 11382, LEGO Icons, Hubble Space Telescope, 1252 pieces, priced at $140. This is another new addition to the NASA and space LEGO themed icon sets, and this one is celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Hubble Space Telescope. It was instrumental in deepening humanity's understanding of the cosmos, and it delivered incredible images of the universe, which are on the stickered display stand. The model is packed with authentic details such as adjustable solar arrays, antenna, and the telescope doors open to reveal the interior inside. There are removable exterior panels running up and down the build that provide access to a detailed instrument bay, complete with gyroscopes and the telescope's primary and secondary mirrors. All in all, it's a decent build to celebrate the Hubble telescope's 35th birthday. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. But now I want to hear from you. What set are you looking forward to the most? And did LEGO get it wrong by locking Pikachu and Red behind that pricey set? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye!